Hi YouTube family, Sister Scaleback coming in with a little bit of a midweek update for you. Um, my husband just had his 50th birthday and that went really well. A lot of people came over, a lot of cake, a lot of chips, a lot of junk food. I partook in a few things I shouldn't have. Some of those things made me sick, and that's good. That's what it's supposed to do. I've learned my lesson. Well, maybe I've learned my lesson. I don't know. I've done it before. I should know better by now. 4 months, well, in 10 days, I'll be 4 months post-op RNY. But it was a birthday, and I'm starting to think, things in moderation, once in a blue moon, aren't going to kill me. They might feel like it sometimes, especially if it's birthday cake, which I'm telling you, I had a sliver of a sliver. And that didn't actually do me in. What did me in was the Doritos that I ate. Shouldn't have done that. But I don't know how many of you have heard of this. They've got the roulette Doritos out, and I love hot, spicy food. And I just had to. I had to see what that really hot chip was all about. And it took me a few to figure it out. And then when I did figure it out, my body, my pouch, rebelled. Yeah, I didn't feel well for a good hour to hour and a half. So I don't know if it's dumping. I don't know. I don't really know what it was. I just know that I felt nauseous and like I wanted to lay down. I didn't get sweats, I didn't get shakes, I didn't do any of that, but I just did not feel well. So anyway, I want to let everyone know who's coming up having this surgery. Life goes on. Celebrations happen. Food is going to be around, and you have to make a choice. I know we're all human, and we're all going to try it. But thankfully, this tool usually reminds you, that it wasn't a good choice to make. Speaking of choices, because of that, I felt extreme guilt with myself. And this is part of the mindset of being obese. You feel guilt when you do eat something you shouldn't eat. And we really shouldn't feel guilt. It's food. It's society. We've been conditioned to be this way. So it's not really our fault that we automatically reach for things like that once in a blue moon. It's a conditioning, it's a programming, if you will, that's been, it takes a lot to overcome that. So it's part of the process, and once in 4 months, maybe twice in 4 months, isn't going to be the end of the world. So in 10 days, I'm 4 months post-op, and I started thinking about that window of opportunity that we have, 1 year to 2 years. And I've lost almost 70 pounds now, overall. I started at 361, and now I am at 293. So almost 70 pounds, and if I want to maximize and get the most out of this tool, I need to start working it. So a friend of mine that I go to Tops with, she's actually our leader, she gave me a 1-week free membership trial at the YMCA that she goes to. So today I went and tried it out. Very, very uneasy in the beginning. And you know what I've found is I did it to myself. Wasn't anybody there. I wasn't being judged by anybody there. They were all very nice. They were all very supportive. The equipment was great. It wasn't even very busy. But in here, I was down on myself, and I made it worse than it had to be. It wasn't bad to begin with, but I allowed the fear of it to bring me down a bit. I did 15 minutes on the treadmill. I looked around at all the fat, I won't say fat, overweight women, And I thought to myself, good for them. They're doing it. And then I looked around at all the fit girls that were there and thought to myself, will I ever get to that stage? Look at them go. They're powerhouses. And it made me feel bad about myself that I allowed myself to get to where I am. Instead, I should have been inspired. I should have been, I am going to get there. But it's very easy to be negative, very easy to be down on yourself. And I've got to get my mind in the right place. One thing that I did do, I filled up my water bottle and I put ice in it so it was nice and chilled. And I took a protein bar with me so that afterwards I would have something. And the water I forgot in the van. So I went in and I started walking on the treadmill and realized I didn't have my water. I didn't bring my earbuds. Everybody was wearing earbuds, plugged into the TV, plugged into their iPods. So I was listening to the squeaks and squeals of the machines and the heavy breathing of everyone. And so I didn't have anything to distract me other than the mind games I was playing with myself when I was looking at the different people in the gym. So it wasn't a great start to my experience, but at least I got out there and started it. I did 15 minutes, which isn't a lot. And then I went and looked at the weight room. And that was very intimidating. I didn't know what, let me tell you, there's pins, you have to set things to certain weights and you have to slide the seat out to adjust to your body size and shape. And I have no idea how to work any of that crap. And I'm definitely not going to try a free weight because that would probably kill me. So I just walked in, looked around. It was very empty. It was maybe 2 or 3 people. I had my choice of equipment. And I walked back out again. And I walked up to the desk and I told the guy that runs it that I was very unsure of what to do. And he set me up with this coach. So Thursday, I'll go see this coach and she will walk me through how to set up some machines that I need for my issues. And I just have to make sure that I get there at least every other day, if not every day, and get there. That they say getting there is half the battle. If you can just, I don't want to say force yourself to go, but if that's what it takes in the beginning, at least to get there. If all you do is 15 minutes, at least you got there. I only did 15 minutes. I drove half an hour for 15 minutes. But anyway, it's a beginning. So I know a lot of people out there have not gone to the gym. They haven't had surgery yet, or they've just had surgery. They're still very obese and they feel intimidated. I am still almost 300 pounds and it was intimidating. But I did it to myself, people. Nobody else was doing it to me. It was all in here. And I think the number one thing that you and I have to overcome is ourselves. We have to stop being so judgmental about ourselves. So I did it. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that I did it. That was a huge step for me. And I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I'll talk to you on Wednesday with my weekly weigh-in. Bye, everybody.